Hey folks, this is the Rock and Roll King, Robert R. McFarland, talking to you. And this is part one in a series of how the rock and roll CD became into making. It started back in September 2014, the first day I was in the studio. I'd had in my mind I wanted to do a CD of all original material. It was just hard to find the people who had the time and wanted to do original music to put the CD out. So I decided to do it my own self. Pay for it myself, and I was going to try to do most of the instruments. Now, one thing I can't play is drums, but I was going to try to do the bass, guitar, vocals, maybe a little bit of piano stuff myself. So I hooked up with Jack Campitelli at Fish Tank Audio, and we was off to the races. September 2014, we had Sammy Hooff in the studio to do drums. Now, the funny story about that is I told Jack, I said, it'd be great if we could, a great drummer. Because I got the perfect person here, a few of my songs, the demos I gave him. So the guy's name is Sammy. I said, by chance, would it be Sammy Hooff? He goes, yes, it is. I said, great, great, great. Sammy Hooff is the only drummer that when I see live, I request a drum solo. Personally, I would yell out, drum solo. Most concerts that I see where there's a drum solo puts me to sleep, or if I hear it on the CD, I'll fast forward to. But Sammy Hooff is the only person that I really dig a drum solo, especially live, because he puts on a show. It's not only musical, but it's a show. So you're visually and audio into it. So he came in the studio and laid down 15 tracks in 8 hours, which is, unbelievable. And his timing was so great that even when we'd listen back to the drum tracks with Jack Campitelli and also with Joe Veers, they would start laughing. And I was like, are they laughing at my songs? Are they laughing at my scratch vocals I had? What's so funny? And they would say, Sammy's timing is so great that he's a literal metronome himself. So it was an honor to have Sammy. He did a phenomenal job. Funny guy. He had me laughing so hard I was crying in one session. So me, Jack, and him, we put down the drum tracks. Sammy did a lot of stuff in one take. He'd come back in, hey, is there anything else you want? And I don't know how to play drums. I said, basically, Sammy, it's a white canvas. You do the painting on the picture. I'm just giving you an outline. And he pretty much nailed everything. So it was awesome to work with him. He was the first person that we brought in. So, again, I had this idea, and I go over to Jack. I was like, how many songs do people put out per CD? I was looking at maybe a 10-song EP. Then I said, well, maybe we'll do 12. Then it got up to be 16 songs. And then when it was said and done, I said I got to have 5 more songs that I need on this CD. So I recorded 5 more songs just for this CD, so made it 21. Well, when I got with Joe, I came up with one other song called My Dog's Name is Rusty. So I wanted to have it even, 11 songs on each CD. It's a double CD, so I got 11 songs, 11 songs. So time-wise, it's taken a lot longer than I thought. 10 songs I probably could have busted out in 6 months to a year. But as the story goes on, you'll know the next episode of why it's taken so long, a couple issues. But this was the first hump to get over to get the drummer. And the first session we had, actually Sammy had to cancel a couple days before because he had a bad case of gout in his foot. And he didn't feel he's up to par. So it's like, I didn't know if it was ever going to get taken off the ground. So after that, boom, he was there. We had him back in to do the other 5 tracks, which he just did in a few hours, maybe 2 hours or so, 3 hours at the max. Just phenomenal. And as everyone else in the project, they always wanted to go back in and do better if they didn't quite get it. So a lot of the stuff was done in one take of some of these guys, but sometimes they'd go back in one part and just fix it real quick. But super, super talented, Sammy Hooff. And thank you, Sammy, if you ever watch this video. You're awesome. A world-class talent, and also a superhuman being, super funny guy. I appreciate it, my man. So that's the first episode. To kind of let you know, I had the dream, I had the vision. I knew the CD wanted to be called Rock and Roll. I didn't know it was going to turn into a double CD. But, I wanted to get some great players on there, and Sammy was the first one that Jack recommended. I didn't really know of any other drummers that I knew personally to get, so Jack recommended Sammy Hooff, and you'll hear on the CD super fit for the stuff I did. Every time I listen to it, the drums are just so awesome. So again, thank you, Sammy Hooff. Thank you, Jack Campitelli. He got this project off the running. I would have worked with him. I'll just give you a little insight of why I didn't finish the project with him. He actually moved to Tennessee, and I was short on cash sometimes, so I could have got some more work done with him, but it was a cash thing on my end, and he also moved to Tennessee. So without Jack Campitelli and Sammy Hooff to get this project started, it never would have happened. So I wanted to thank Jack Campitelli, thank you, my man, my brother, and Sammy Hooff for getting this project started. Super cool, both of them. There was not a crossword spoken. Everything was about the song, whatever made the song right, the recording. They would swap drums for different songs, and I just basically sit back and let them do the thing. It was the first time I was in the studio. I was there to learn too, but also do a great session. So again, thanks Jack Campitelli, Fish Tank Audio, who's now in Tennessee. So if you want a great producer in Tennessee, engineer, check Jack Campitelli out. And also Sammy Hooff. Both these guys are world-class musicians and producers. I'm telling you, they can record with anybody. They're that good. So that's part one of how I hooked up with Jack Campitelli and Sammy Hooff. I'm not going to wear those names out, but I want you to know who they are. They're awesome people and awesome musicians in their own right. So that's part one. That's how we got started. Check in the next episode. We'll just get a little deeper and see how far we get. And then probably maybe a 5 or 6 part series. We'll let you know how the CD came to be. When you hear the CD, you can come back and look at these videos and kind of see how it built up to a finished project. But again, this is Robert R. McFarland, the Rock and Roll King. Keep on rocking in the free world while it's still free. I'm coming for your ears. This is still July 17th, 2016. Hopefully to have the Rock and Roll double CD released August 16th. Your ears will be ours. We're coming for them. Until that next time, music's the soundtrack of life. Have some every day. Thanks so much.